All right, everyone, this is watch this video for Tuesday, October 17th. Before I get started, I just want to direct everybody to daytraderwayne.com. When you get time, go there. This is the homepage, and then click on blog and go through these and read them. He has written some great trading articles. Most recently, Step on the Gas, and I think they're in chronological order. So you can click on it and read them. They're absolutely worth your time. If you want to be a professional day trader, it's a great place to start. And you can also click here on webinars and go through and watch all the webinars. We put out a whole bunch of free webinars. So highly recommend that. Daytraderwayne.com. Really enjoy those blogs. SPY, basically, again, very narrow range. Look at those daily candles for the last couple, I don't know, 7 or 8 days. And ironically, trading's been fantastic. Usually when the market looks like this, there's not a lot to be had, but trading has been fantastic in October. I'm having a huge month. IWM kind of hanging out also at all-time highs, pretty narrow ranges. Here is the list I have put together that I want to watch tomorrow. ETRM, I'll zoom in a little bit here. You had this high volume pop up to 227. Then, I don't know, a little over a week later, hit 227 again. And today hit 225. So if we can break out up into this gap, it might get going. Really nice volume today. Certainly worth watching tomorrow. INFI. As you watch these videos, remember, I'm a day trader. So I'm looking for ways to make money tomorrow. I got like well over my daily goal today in the first 20 to 30 minutes. Didn't have to place another trade all day. So keep that in mind. I am not looking to hold any of these overnight. INFI had this huge pop. Couple days lower. A little bit of a bottoming tail today. Couple days lower on declining volume. That one's worth watching for a pop tomorrow. LINU. This one bounced off. Remember, I was watching this as a bounce play. Bounced off the 200-day and actually held up pretty well. I called this long right in here in the chat today. I think it was 197. Looking for a break of 2, then a break of the high of day, and we certainly got that from 197 or the $2 area. Wayne was looking to get long through 2. Basically the same area. We're both looking right in here. We got a pretty quick pop to 219. It actually came down slightly below 2 at one point before going all the way up to 229. But I like the fact that it held up pretty well. There it is on 15s, 60s. So you got this pop in kind of a trend line. It's trying to break out of that trend line. This one can really move at times. So it definitely goes back on watch tomorrow. HTGM is really starting to curl up here. A little bit of extra volume lately here, and here. And let's see what this high was back here. 235. Today's high was 244. So it just, to me, goes on long watch. This one might be headed up for like a break out of this range, maybe to test the 200-day. Certainly worth watching. HEBT. Let me pan out a little bit to show you why I like this one. I mean, it's a relatively new issue. And it hasn't really done anything. Here's the high, was on, opening day. And a lower high. Nice volume pop, but still a lower high there too. Another lower high. But it's getting pretty good volume today for this stock. It looks like the 200-day just started forming. So it's only been trading a little over 200 days. I do like the volume today. So I think it's worth watching. Maybe it breaks out over today's high tomorrow. We'll see. RCON. This is my miss du jour. I had a huge day today and still missed this one completely and had it on my gap play watch list. I just made a mistake and took it off my gap play monitor after the opening few minutes. Right? Once it did this, I thought, well, this one's not even worth watching. And then it did that. Show you how smart I am, right? Biggest mover of the day. Some people in chat got it because they've taken our course. They know exactly what to look for. I was a fool and took it off my my watch list. But what a beautiful red to green right there and a massive move. Goes back on watch tomorrow because it closed, fairly strong. It closed pretty well. So we might get a red to green or something like that in tomorrow. Generally, something like that needs to come in for a few days, but anything can happen, so we're going to watch it. I made a few hundred in this APHB today. You had this spike back here to 135, lower high, and then today it did take out that lower high. It went to 133. Decent volume. It certainly looks good over this area, so I want to watch it tomorrow. KTOV, big pop, couple days lower than a gap down, but closed above its open. We're going to watch that one tomorrow. CCCR, this one's kind of a possible sleeper. He did have a big, I'll pan out a little bit here, he did have a big breakout, or attempted breakout 3 sessions ago, then a couple real quiet days on almost no volume. This one might just rip back up to recent highs. We'll see. I'm not in love with that one because I mean, it only traded 131,000 today, but it doesn't cost me anything to have it on a chart. LBIX certainly needs to come down, kind of visit these moving averages. But I'm gonna start watching that one. I got a trade in it today. Made some money today, although it didn't go as far as I thought it would. Still had a decent trade in it today. Definitely gonna watch that one for the next few days. Again, I'm not really in love with it tomorrow, but sometimes when you get like a topping tail and then you get a red candle, this certainly looks bearish. And so sometimes you can get like a narrow range and then it rips higher and just confounds the short. So something like that, I'm already going to have it on watch for tomorrow and see if it gives a setup. But I suspect it needs to come in for a couple days. CLSN, nice pop, nice secondary, a little bit lower high. 3 days lower now on declining volume. Into that, what we call the buy zone between the 8 and the 20-day moving average. Seco's on bounce watch for tomorrow. Only with a proper intraday setup. I don't ever blindly take anything. People in my chat know that. People that aren't in the chat don't necessarily know what we look for on an intraday basis. CASI, really big move. Now you're 3 days lower on declining volume. Pretty good setup for a bounce tomorrow. WPCS. After this huge move all the way down to that buy zone I talked about between the 8 and the 20-day. This is where I want to watch for a turn if it's going to turn. And then lastly, PCG. Man, this thing's just been decimated. 3 huge days down. I was kicking myself today for not bidding under 50 bucks. Somebody in chat pointed out how this had 3 monster days down. And then on an intraday basis approaching 50. I should have had a bid down there, but I didn't. It ended up bouncing, almost 4 bucks from there. Anyway, it's still way off of its recent highs, and I think that one's overdue or for that bounce to continue. We'll see. I'm not in love with it, but all right. We'll watch all of these, and we'll also watch some morning gappers that we'll identify in the pre-market. And that believe me, this is plenty to watch. And I only need 1 or 2 decent setups, 1 or 2 decent trades. I can get my daily goal, and best way I can ever imagine to earn a living. So I'll quit babbling, and we'll see everybody tomorrow. Have a good night.